Hello, this is Steve again, Dichroic Glass Man. Well, for the sake of speeding up the process, since this would take a while to draw and everything else, what I want to do is let's go through the process, and I've speeded it up a little bit by having a couple props already ready to go. So what I want you to do is get you some poster board. And I like the real thick stuff that they sell at Walmart. I know, I hate saying that myself. Staples is sold out. The poster board that they used to have, or they still do, is very, very, very thin. It isn't the rigid stuff anymore. The only place I've actually found where I can get the really stiff, rigid poster board is Walmart, of all places. And you have to buy it by the single sheet. So it's my best resource. It's better than Staples, Office Supply, Office Depot, all these places. So far, that's my source. So what I'm going to do, now that I have a really nice clean cavity, in fact, you can see if your cavity is nice and clean solder-wise, and my foil is in really good shape. I haven't compromised it. As I run my finger over it right now, it's very smooth. So what I'm going to want you to do is take a Sharpie or a pencil, and as you lay it down there, you're going to trace the design right from underneath. And there you go. Now, I'm going to mark that as being the top. And then I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out with my X-Acto knife. This is our X-Acto knife. It has a really sharp little blade. Works really well. So I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to be left with my pattern. And here's the copy. And it works perfectly right inside. Now you can only imagine that if you were to take that template and trace that around your glass piece, that you're going to have a perfect piece that's going to fall right perfectly through this. You're going to have a nice accurate piece. There you go. So I've already done that out of the glass. Here you go. Now as I put my piece of glass right in that hole, there it is. I am so excited because it worked perfectly. So there you go. You want to take care that you don't drop that. So at this point, you might want to move your panel back over your table, just as your safety net, pushing the whole stained glass window back on top of the cloth. Now you have no problem with the glass coming through. Just going to put that right, as you can watch my pattern or my window with there you go. Now it fits in there just perfectly. At this point, I'm going to take that out, and I can copper foil my piece now. And for some folks that don't know what copper foil is, that's this tape. That's that copper tape. And I like using black back because I only do black patina. So I'm going to foil my piece, start it. I use my finger like a roller. Crimp it. Oh, piece is arguing with me. Okay, I'm going to roll it along my finger, just like a bearing, like a roller, centering the foil or the glass so that the copper foil is evenly on both sides, same amount. Going to come up the back side, crimp it down, Doing the same thing. Okay, now I'm right over to the edge, or to the end. I'm going to overlap it, inch, maybe even all the way. Now as I lay my finger down, I just tear it. There. Now I'm going to take one of my X-Actos and I use it as a fid by ironing out my wrinkles. Turn my piece over. Now I've got a perfectly foiled piece of glass. I'm going to lay that into there, my mark, or my cavity, and it's laying perfectly flat. The terry cloth kind of pushes it up so that it's spongy. You can see it barely move. I want it even. I don't want it sunk in. So I'm going to foil, or I'm going to flux my piece. Now I can see that it's laying down a little bit. In other words, the new piece is laying down ever so slightly. So I'm just going to take my finger down here, and you see down here at this end? You see where it's just barely bobbing? You see that down there on this side? So I'm going to take my soldering iron, and I'm going to apply just a little bit. I'm going to take my solder, put a little bit on my iron, press it down over here. There. This isn't going to move now. I'm going to get my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to push it up just a little, or I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and bring it up. I'm levering it, just so that it's even. There you go. Same thing over here on this side. Ta-da! My piece is in there now. It's good to stay. It's got 1, 2, 3 tacks. Now I have the ability to solder this. Got to go fast just to get a coat on it. You don't want to spend any time, melt it through on your towel or nothing like that. Just tap it out. You're going to come back on the back side and do the same thing. My solder has not bled through. It's cooperating perfectly. Just go quickly. You got all the time in the world. Tap it if you need to. I don't like any wrinkles. Boy, I'm happy with this. It's a quality repair. getting a better angle, I'm going to move. Don't stay in any location for very long. No reason to melt your solder through. Just get in, get out very quickly. No futzing. There you go. I am pleased as punch. I got a great tack, and then I'll flip the window over and do the same thing on the back side. As you can imagine, it's going to cooperate with me just beautifully. That's how I repair a copper foil stained glass panel. Now you may have another method that you've improvised by now, and that's perfectly fine. This is just the method that I use. It's very consistent. I would have been done quicker than this, but I did this for the video for your sake, and I came up with great great results. Could have bled through and not cooperated with me at all, but that's a quality solder, and I'm really pleased. When I turn it over, I'll solder it. Now I'll go through the process of cleaning this off with Dawn dish soap, like I do in my processes that you've seen in my other videos. I will patina it, then polish it, and then I'm ready to go. So this window will be ready tomorrow, perhaps after I build the crate, to ship it off. Hey, I hope this helps. I hope it's of interest to you. Let me know what you like for me to video some other idea. Be talking about some other concepts here pretty soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.